Hot in the dark like a walk in the park. We are back with Karandrin role playing. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Crack Palantir. I will be your host and game master for tonight for this episode 59 of Brise's Tale. And as always, my good buddy Max is here to play Brise the Paladin. Max, say hello to the lovely people.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Karandrin. Glad you can join us this Friday evening if you're watching live.
That's right.
Thanks for bearing with us with the change in date.
Yeah, we have lives outside of the stream, I'm sorry to report, and that sometimes conflicts with what is otherwise a wonderful and beautiful schedule. We are definitely on for next Wednesday, barring my headaches wrecking things. But thanks, as Max said, for sticking with us and coming back. Last time, I know it's been a bit of time, but last time we had Brise reach her old campsite, where she, her old base of operations, where she was used to explore sort of what we call the Goblin Manor or the Obelisk Manor, which was a human courtyarded sort of mansion, sort of a Spanish style mansion with a central courtyard. And Brise has returned there in part to continue exploring, obviously, but also in part just to kind of avoid being at Lady Miagral's keep with everything that is going on there.
And also specifically, last session I was teleported there by Fraldrum, who told me, look, you're going to stay away from the keep for these next 2 days as things settle
Right.
down. So.
Yeah, there's a ton going on there. I don't think we'll plunge fully into a review of it,
yeah,
but summary of it. But there is sort of a murder intrigue at Lady Miagral's court, with the death of Adabir, and in part to keep Brise safe and out of the clutches of Lady Miagral should things go south. Um, um, Fraldrum, Miagral's own court magician, teleported Brise here and is working to straighten the matter out at the court and to keep Brise safe. So in the meantime, hey, Brise gets to do some exploring and we all get to join her doing that. So that's going to be fun. But also, last time, just as you were sleeping last night, your sleep got interrupted a couple of times. First by the powerful and unpredictable mage Oshekra, who is sort of considered a rogue and a goes his own way, despite there being agreements with other wizards you should abide by, so as you don't step on anybody's powerful toes. Oshekra has eschewed all such forms of civility and is going to do whatever he likes. And Oshekra is interested in whether or not this being Verilag and Kralum really exist, and whether they pose the degree of threat that Brise has suggested. The other visit was by Plesh, who is another powerful wizard, acquaintance of Oshekra, all of whom are sort of on the same page about we have to find out the truth about Verilag and the demon Kralum. And Plesh was there to yell at you about allowing her friend Faramar basically surrender herself to Lady Miagral to answer for the charge of whether they were responsible for Adabir's death.
They already have a plan in motion to free Kralum from his prison, and Faramar has kind of what's the word? I guess put a stop, like halted that herself by doing this. And so Plesh just seems worried for his friend. So
Yeah.
Lot.
And angry at you that you went along with the plan and so on. I mean, there was a a lot of emotion last night. Um, um, but here you are, awake in the morning. We rolled your three morning rolls.
That's right. Woke up past sunup.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Um, so let me see if I have a caption. Oh, here we go.
We also have to everyone remember my Falcon familiar, Milani,
Oh, that's right.
resting resting on a tree nearby. Who I guess I don't have the best bond with yet, but we'll definitely kind of try that today.
Yeah, you got to keep working on that to get everything, get the full use of her abilities, and to and be able to command her more smoothly.
Mhm.
Um, so I just drop links in the chat for everyone if you want to take a look at Max's notes and so on. Um, so yeah, so it's the morning. So your Falcon. Why don't you make a roll for what's the Falcon's name? Remind me.
Nalani,
Nalani.
N-A-L-A-N-I, 46.
So feels like she's already eaten. She's content, not anxious.
Okay.
You need to erase a meal for yourself, or go fly in the air and hunt rats like she did.
Ooh,
Whichever you want to do, really
you
is
know
fine.
what? You've I wasn't gonna, but you've tempted me. Miracle rolls.
That's right. Don't forget your miracle roll.
Yeah.
A little goofy element that I added to Rollmaster, which is now Karandrin. But um,
So, yeah, to start off the day after everything's woken up, stretched, and all that stuff, I want to pull out Nalkarth and actually give him a try, using him, just do a little bit of target practice with this very interesting bow.
yeah, sure. Remind me of his stats.
Well, I'll remind you. So plus 15 craft, plus 25 substance, plus 25 runes. Um, doesn't have a string, but fires bolts. Or I can't remember if it does have a string, but it fires bolts of shadow on a range of 600 feet, which cause 2 B cold criticals on impact, silent impact. Holder can see in the dark, pitch black, plus 25 rune to stock hide, and the arrow hits ignore magic bonus on armor and shields.
Jeez.
I'm
Yeah.
halfway done. No, I'm just kidding.
Page 7
There's more
of
coming.
what this bow does. So yeah, Nalkarth is a short bow of enormous power, as we've just heard, but it also has an intelligence imbued in it. A warrior from apparently another realm, um, and some yeah, very much a warrior society. It sounded like very class driven. Um, you know, and basically, if you touch it, you become the master of it.
Right.
Which sounds like you probably should keep it,
Close.
yes, or keep it guarded,
Right.
because it's not going to be anything for someone just to pick it up. I wonder, you probably have a case made for it, and then you could put a magical lock. You could cast magical lock on it. It's like if you're walking around with an instrument case.
Right. Well, it's
Uh,
also his eyes glow, so it's like, why don't we keep him, in the case? So,
that's right. You buy a tiny blindfold and put it around. Yeah, because so it's got a panther like image, right above where your hand would hold the bow. I wonder if there's a word for that. Quinn, see if there's a word for that. And so yeah, those eyes glow. Um, he speaks with the whoever holds it, telepathically, so it's not it's not out loud. Um, um, So you pick him up, and he says, I had hoped that the outdoors signaled there might be battle. Um,
Well, maybe not battle right now, but certainly practice. I'm not
all
very
right.
good with bows, but I was going to just give you a shot. A
All right.
shot.
That's right. Oh, I should. You know what? I forgot to take
This is
into
where that
account.
expression comes from, right? Give it a shot.
That's it. Yeah, you're really not going to be terrible with this.
Okay.
All right, roll it up.
Try to just aim at some trees in the distance. 6.
That's hilarious. That's almost a fumble, but you do have your gloves of griping on.
I
So,
do.
ow. So, some random person just hit me. I don't want to talk about that.
With a shadow, it's certainly 2 cold criticals.
That's right. So the story is why I got hit was that Obi-Wan used to play quite a bit, and she came across a magic item that I created, Loves of Gripping. It reduces your fumble, helps your thrown weapons, things like that. But she just miswrote it. She left off one of the P's in gripping, and so it was gloves of griping. And so we just joked about it. It just made you complain and make your hands complain. You're like, this sucks. I can't stand things.
Ah!
Thanks, Obama. I mean, just whatever, right? It's just a lot of things. Um, Quinn, I don't know what the riser is to be able to answer your question. What is the grip on a bow called, if not the grip? And then what would be the area above the grip if you want to find that out? But that's where I'm assuming that area above the grip is where I'm
I believe
assuming
it's called the above grip.
the above grip, the up grip.
Up
Like
grip.
it's like an upvote, except just wildly different. So um, so you pull back a string of shadow, this dark glowing string
Mm.
emerges, and then the shaft of a sort of an ethereal, shadowy arrow appears at the proper length.
Whoa.
You let it fly. It is strangely silent, and it misses quite a bit. Um, roll for me.
56.
But you can see that there's frost like on the branches that it passed by and things like that.
Wow.
Um, Master, calm yourself. We will never make a pair in battle if this is the best you can do. Try again.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm trying again. 62.
A decent shot, not a perfect shot, but you hit the trunk. Um,
Mm.
and again, you can see um, smatterings of frost on the trunk.
That's cool.
Um, and even though you can see parts of the trunk kind of fly off, it's all silent. Now,
Wow.
the
Yeah.
tree shook and you could hear the leaves shake,
Right.
but the
The
actual
impact.
impact
Yeah.
was
That's so
silent.
cool.
Um, so, um, you want to keep shooting?
Yeah, I mean, we could just say try it for
Yeah,
another like 5 minutes just to get a
let's
little.
do just two big rolls for several more shots.
Sure. So 67 and a 1. Come on. Twice. Not like I don't know, Knocker. I think might just stow you away for a while.
So the grip is called the grip. The knocking point and sight window are part of the grip area.
Okay.
Above and below the grip are called limbs. The limbs are fixed, not a continuous piece. I see.
Oh.
All righty. Well, thank you, Quinn, for that.
Yeah.
For that Quinformation. That is so great. I will be using that again.
Information. It's
It's a,
usually called quimps, but now
it's a
quinformation.
quinfo moment. Um, so, yeah, it would appear that you shot yourself in the foot.
Oh,
Roll of a one.
it was silent though. Oh wait, don't my gloves prevent any fumble with like a
No,
ranged
they reduce your
reduce it?
yeah, they reduce the likelihood of a fumble by one. So most weapons
Woo!
fumble. Well, like a really difficult weapon to use, like flails, as an example, they fumble on an 8.
Oh sure,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
and the morning stars are like a 6 or a 7, and then most stuff falls below a 6.
Weapon fumbles are reduced by one. Okay.
Um,
All right,
all right,
let's. Hopefully, I don't.
I rolled a 2 for overall damage, so we'll assume that you'll be healed by the time you get to. But you do feel, I mean, the cold
Woo!
basically just shoots up your leg. You let it slip from your fingers. It hit you in the foot and just grazed you. But even so, you feel the chill of it. And it's so weird to say, but it's a very unearthly cold. It's not like a cold you felt before. Um,
I'm gonna
sort of.
start a new religion where for any weapon you wield, you need to like see how much it hurts you before you understand.
That's right. That's right, Quinn. You're always Quinfotainment. That's right. I do like stay Quinformed. Oh my gosh, Quinn, you want a section on our website where you put up little Quinformation
Yeah, little
about
medieval like lore snippets.
like information like this? We'll talk later. We'll talk later, Quinn. That would be so funny to do. Uh, that'll be fantastic. So, um, yeah. So it's so easy to use. That bow is of such high quality,
Right, right.
um, that you feel like it's not nearly as good as your. Well, yeah, I should have you roll. But you roll, see how you feel about it.
Sure. 42.
Okay, so you feel like Douglas Adams. So
I feel like so usually I'm
um,
that. So,
so yeah, so why don't you jot down on your character sheet, if you've got a printout of it? I forget if you've
yeah,
printed it out yet.
I do.
For now, Karth, why don't you write down that you're okay at it? Um, I think you feel stronger about the bola, of course, but the bola has a much more limited range.
Right.
Um, and I'm going to write it down here.
True. Yeah, definitely. If I see something in the distance, you can always try it. And what's interesting is that if I miss, and if I hit something that doesn't make a sound, then I can probably try again.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it really is nice. In the practice, he tells you, um, he says, obviously my abilities have use for stealth, but the
Right.
purpose of silence is to allow honorable deaths.
Hmm. Okay.
So apparently it's a cultural thing with them.
Right. Yeah. I don't see. I might ask him. Just can you explain? I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, wait, sorry. I wrote the wrong number down. He said, not hearing your own death is a sign of respect to our enemies. Does your culture not hold such value?
Interesting. Not hearing your own death is a sign of respect.
5:45:49. That is really funny. Okay. Can I get comfortable today with my lap desk?
I have to
Um,
tell him no. That's something we're not familiar with. That's interesting.
at times, it's unavoidable that we see what is going to kill us on the battlefield. That we can see someone charging us with death in their eyes, but to really allow death to come quickly and silently allows no chance to show fear as you
Oh,
die.
right.
I am glad my people are not near this land. They would think you barbarians.
Well, we try. You should see the United States.
I was going to make a joke there, but I'm not because too
Hmm.
soon. Um, but so uh, so now Karth asks you, what is the battle today?
Um, I tell him no, nothing planned, but I will definitely keep you ready if I do run into trouble. If I do need you, I know you would prefer that, but we'll see. And
All right,
yeah,
sir.
I'll start going off toward the manor. I'll send Nalani ahead. Rip USA a new one.
Isn't
That's
that funny?
yeah. Send Nalani ahead. Just make sure nothing's in between the campsite and the manor. Should be a short walk. Hopefully, she obeys me.
That animal, she obeys you.
Um, yes, I just try to describe that it's a whatever term I use for magic item, some enchanted item that kind of binds it to me, connects our minds.
A familiar? Is that a term you know?
Oh, well, yeah, yeah. They-
We have such in our world, though ours are usually the mounts we ride.
hmm.
So yeah, I got to roll activity for the day. Oop, oop.
Activity. What are today's activities, Kevin?
Killing.
1,000 pieces of mithril.
That's it. That's all you're getting.
Mm-hmm. Woo! Call it a session.
That's right. Dadgummit, it keeps rolling into this little. I have my pins in my dice
Why
tray.
don't you just go in the office and go
It's a great idea.
better? We're streaming.
Yeah, she goes quite a good distance up ahead. The
Okay.
damage from the undead giant that marched through
Right.
um, um, is still, very much evident.
Mm-hmm.
You have her swing over the hillsides where the people of the soil were watching.
Sure.
Do I have a caption for people of the soil? I think I do. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, I like the subtitles on those too. It's really nice.
Yeah. Ooh, excuse me.
Um, so, yeah, she sees nothing so far.
Okay.
Um, you guys walk. Let's talk about state of readiness and what's in your hands.
Yeah, I'll have my it's a great question. Do I have my spear? My spear, which is spear of the 7 swings here. Enchantment's gone, but yeah. So we've got spear and target shield, and then I'll have just Malkarth at my back if I need to take him off. Bull is at my belt.
Okay. Make it to the estate. If you guys don't recall, it's a large estate with Several outbuildings, 3 large guest mansions are on the edge of one slope, giving them a view of the valley. And then there's a large central home with a large central courtyard. Um, I don't know if you guys remember the battle with the great toad
Yeah.
that was really pretty crazy in there.
Mhm.
Um, this is where we need our reference of like great battles and so on. We can say,
Yeah.
hey, if you missed it, hop to episode whatever. That'd be kind of fun. Um, so um, things have remained relatively unchanged, although the huh, definitely appears to be a new trail of slime
Mm.
as you approach the um, estate. As the estate comes into sight, before you even reach the obelisks or the rear obelisks or the outhouses off the back corner of the manor. Um,
It's probably for all our viewers, probably a Dalvane, I think they were called, right?
yeah,
Dragon
uh,
like bodies, but with like kind of humanoid.
yeah.
Tor-
The top half is sort of they're all sort of sickly yellow, covered in a slime, large claws, um, um, and sort of a maggot lower body. The
Mm.
slime is caustic. We know
Right.
you can lose a boot to it. Um, they're also they have very interesting abilities, including the ability to emit from their mouth a floating orb, um, through which they seem to be able to perceive. It can
Yeah.
float away from them. I should have stressed that it can float away from them. Otherwise, it's just another eye you're having to hold.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, yeah, exactly. I guess I could just stand on my tiptoes to do that, but now I've also taken up a hand.
Just
Uh,
throw it up. Oh,
right.
okay. Imagine.
Nilani, is that her name? Is that right?
Yes.
I gotta write that down because I
Yeah, it's
dropped
at the very top of my goals and equipment here.
that.
My goal is to remember Nalani.
um, she did not see the creature.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to send her in a careful search
Yeah.
for her.
I'm going to send her around, toward the front of the manor and the guest houses, see if she can spot either that or also those constructs kind of marching around or anything else.
She starts by going down the trail, and
Mhm.
then she'll swing all the way around.
Right.
No sign. Are we readying for battle? You are tense, master.
Oh,
What do we face?
um, I mean, I'll just tell there could be any number of things out here. Um,
Gonna hold back the goods, hold back the facts from.
I mean, I'll tell him, yeah, if he knows Dalvane, the name of that creature, or certain constructs that are patrolling the area.
Oh, I have slain those unholy creatures many, many times before.
Okay.
Hosts of them, one owner of mine found.
Oh my gosh.
We cut through them like pats of butter.
So you have butter in your world. I'm just kidding.
The best. It's Amish cat butter.
It comes from our women.
That's right. Right. Nalkarth's people are a feline humanoid race. And Nalkarth's image is what's carved on his face. Is what's carved on the bow.
And can you remind me? Was he turned into the bow? Is it like an honorable thing, or did he?
He the
So it could
yeah,
be wielded
yes,
by his
it was an honorable thing as he was getting up in age,
Oh,
and
right, that's right. He was kind of
so
retiring
it
from battle, but then turned himself.
right, so it was an honor that he sort of continues to be on the battlefield,
Right.
and he was very he was very well thought of in his time, and so um, I just got a message from Obi-Wan saying it wasn't a battlefield in his world, it was a cat field.
A cattle field.
Oh, man. And any major defeat is a catastrophe. Let's just keep going. This is,
Meow.
they have the Meow 2 movement. It's all very interesting. Um,
I don't remember what he said. Oh, he's battled up in for right.
she swings, Nalani swings along the slope, beyond which is the series of statues
Mm.
from the four statues of the ancient peoples who lived here first, or at least certainly who built this. And so the obelisks people. So there you have the statue of the Iron Empress, the eagle, the swan, the owl,
Right.
which are the four gods that we know of from this pantheon. Um, and for any new listeners, family emblems are taken from smaller forms of bird. That's very, very common among this culture. Um, so, um, there is signs of a something quite strong having made a path going down slope,
Right.
broken limbs and things like this. Um, your first thought, given the height of where the breakage occurs, is it must be the construct that you tangled with
Sure.
ages ago. It was, you sort of trapped it in
Right. Kind of down the side, down slope. Yeah.
right. It was tangled in brush and everything, and it was quite a handful. And so you hauled butt. Um, of course, it doesn't have to be that one. It could be yet another one.
Right.
We know that female warrior constructs are guarding the the three manors, the three guest manors at the edge of the property, and it remains to be seen how we're going to get by or deal with those.
Mhm. Quinn's
Uh,
asking some very important questions about these people. I don't are about Nalkarth's people.
um,
Soldiers wear cataphracts into battle. Oh my gosh. Catapults, their favorite siege
this
weapon.
is
Whisker
this is
guards.
so entire armies of the cat people were defeated
Yeah,
by
but I mean, this is your world. You can do that if you want.
it's a giant ball of yarn. This was the mega weapon used
Yeah,
against
they just
them.
roll it.
Right, or just a light spell that put a dot on the ground, and you can mislead the army. You could just take them anywhere you want. If you wanted them to raid a castle, you just put a dot on the castle walls, and they all just
Just
jump
tear
up
it to
there.
pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Those castle curtains will be in shambles.
That's right. So a successful battle. It's catnip all around. It's just a wonderful world. One day, one day. Um,
So Nalani continues to circle.
she comes back up. She's sweeping the um, as you're facing the back of the manor. She's now sweeping over the right side of the manor where you fought the hammerworm.
Right.
I say fought, you just assassinated the thing. Yeah,
Basically.
it was a good shot. Um, and you know the The body is still there. Um, it's been feasted on by various things.
Mm.
Um, it Nalani can't reach beyond um, the front of the manor.
Right.
You can feel that real uncomfortable, range
Yeah.
tugging at you both, and you're like, yeah, you gotta come a little in.
Yeah, she can circle around over the top and peer down.
Right. Although her vision is, excellent, of course, as a young falcon. No sign of the constructs, but that's probably just a line of view problem being blocked by the guest mansions.
Right.
She swings back then over the trees on the left side of the manor, and then back. There is a new slime trail
Okay.
on that side. Oh yeah, and to remind people, there were these half maggot creatures, the Delvain. Um, you left infant Delvain
Did. Yeah.
that were found in, was it the stables that had
Forge. Yeah,
the
there was a
forge?
forge. Yeah.
And so
Not gonna mess with that.
that's yeah.
It's kind of like you'll kill the adult spider and you look at all the baby like spiders and I'm just gonna leave them. I don't have the heart to squish
That's
them.
not what I do to baby spiders.
No.
Um, I killed them first in front of the mother. I hold the mother
Yeah,
over
you
the
take all the mother's legs off and then you
right. One of the great stories of my childhood, which I have so many of, is our kitchen window overlooked our back porch, our carport. And my mom was doing dishes, and my dad was up on a ladder on the other side of the window cleaning off spider webs. And my house was just a festival of spiders. We just had so many spiders around. I have never known such a place for spiders. I've not known its equal. And so dad is cleaning. He's got this white t-shirt on. He's cleaning. He's looking up. And there's this huge black spider sitting in the center of my dad's chest.
Oh my gosh.
And my mom, paralyzed with fear, just goes, and so dad looks at her, and he was a biology teacher, so he was used to handling animals and so on.
Right.
And so he looked down and he grabbed it up by its legs and then flipped it off. And that was
That's
it.
hilarious. Yeah.
Now, that was a fat joker. That's what that was.
Yeah. I would not be like,
Yeah, I would be off that ladder involuntarily. Um, so
Festival of Spiders sounds like the next the final book in the
will this one be written well? I'm
right.
kidding. I know it won't be.
You see, you don't realize that he's still writing it. It's just going to be 5,000 pages long.
It's not. It's good, right. It's taken so long. He's changed the name to a Festival of Cobwebs. You know, you've been working on a novel a long time when there's cobwebs on the file on your computer. That's how you know.
Exactly there. When your computer suggests it to be deleted, you should clean this stuff.
Yeah, his Word document, his little Word assistant comes up, and it goes, boom. Did you mean to send this to your editors yet? And it just keeps coming up. And
Oh no!
seriously, more?
You should stop. Oh my gosh!
Do you mean to do that authorial intrusion? Okay, never mind. Sorry. Obi-Wan Karen sending us a dinosaur. Oh,
Festival of Bones.
it's a dragon, kind of. Speaking of spiders, we don't need to. Wait, speaking of spiders, that's your novel, isn't it, Quinn? So
Nalani
circles back.
then. Okay.
No.
Well, that could be good news.
Sure.
Let's so need to remind me here. I remember we explored a lot of the bottom of the manor, like the kitchens at the back and like those long hallways. And then I had gone upstairs to the second floor. and that's
Yes.
where I kind of stopped exploring.
Right. You found were able to intimidate the Dark Lash,
Right,
and it basically surrendered to you. It did this sort of almost ceremonial, almost ritual thing in which it reached into its pouch and gave you gems
right,
and sort of, I forget if it bowed to you, but I mean there was certainly a sense of almost I mean there was a ritual sense to it where it was like,
right,
I acquiesce, and then it just departed, and you ordered it out.
right.
Um, so, um,
So and then shortly after that, I tried opening the door that teleported me many miles away.
right.
So I think we might let's go back to that area and kind of continue where we left off and see maybe if the door's open. Who knows? Probably not.
Well,
Although
yeah,
it's an interesting idea if I've already set off the trap. Is Breeze's knowledge like is that like trap still there or is it kind of like a snare where it's like it's done? It's an interesting
I mean, if it's magical, there's no telling.
no telling. Yeah.
It's hard to believe that a person of this wealth, though, would leave it ever unguarded.
Right. Right.
So I mean, I
Risk.
think
Yeah. Something like that. If they could keep it active, they would. Yeah.
right. So I think certainly you're thinking that the safer option is to leave it, to assume it's still in place, whether or not you attempt it again.
Yeah.
And if you recall, your assumption is it probably is going to lead to the owner's bedroom, probably the master
Right.
suite up there, which is why it's so heavily protected. Um, so, what's your approach here? Let's talk
So
about.
we're gonna go through the if I recall the back of the manor. I remember we had like a map, so I'm trying to remember in my head. I don't know if you could find
That's true. I should.
the viewers, but I remember there's two doors at the back, both leading to
Yes.
the kitchen, and so the right door would be the hallway, the ground floor, which I've already explored, and then that goes into the foyer, which climbs up the stairs. I was going to take that path again.
Well, in the back, right, it
Or
would
leave
go
into
all the
the
way to the.
bottom, then the foyer, maybe.
Yeah, you go down the hall past all the rooms,
Right.
then right, then you would reach the foyer, and you could then climb up to the second stairs.
Right.
Um, roll for me.
36.
Seems inconvenient for the servants. There should be some sort of narrow staircase that goes up for the servants. Otherwise, they have to run the length of the house, and that delays
True.
service.
Yeah, especially because there's a kitchen right here. Convenient by.
Right.
Hmm.
Some of those, of course, can be hidden cunningly.
Right.
Um, we actually went to a hotel. It was a hotel in New Orleans, and behind the check-in counter, they had a secret door.
Wow. Huh.
And so it was like it was sections of paneling that would go all the way up, 10 feet up or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of those pieces of paneling just opened, and
Wow.
there were the back offices, and we were like,
That's
"Whoa!"
cool. It's
You
so
know?
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a sitcom in the '80s called Webster, starring this little tiny African American kid. And the best thing about that show was that their house had a grandfather clock that was a secret door.
Yeah.
And so I've always wanted one of those.
Which I don't understand. How do those do you like open up the clock? Is it like a false back, I guess? You
Well,
need to
you
step.
assume the clock is hung on brackets on the
Uh,
back, and it's just a door,
right. So
right?
yeah. Yeah, I see.
And
So it's
so,
blocking the door, but it swivels with it. Yeah.
right. And so
Interesting.
that's how it would just open up, and it was I was so jealous as a kid. I'm like, I want one of those in my house, even though it led to stairs in his house, and my house was one story, so that would make no sense. But still, we can make it a passageway.
Leads like to the backyard. Like, nice.
That's right. I can go play. Mom and Dad will never know, except they built this house, and that's awful. So
And boy, get through the secret entrance again.
that's right. That's right. So enter through the right door,
Yes.
nice and quiet. What's in your hands?
Spear and shield with
Okay.
Nalkarth hanging on my back. So got all that stealth bonus.
Um, what would you like to do?
Let's look around for, like you said, that little maybe secret entrance or any type of stairs. I get my mindset on secret entrances now. Some type of stairs that might lead me up to the second floor at the back of the house.
So you're checking uh, near the corner of the kitchen, which is pretty well what you hit as soon as you walk in, right? I mean, it's you enter sort of at a junction of two, at the corner of two hallways.
Right.
The interior corner would be the wall of the thing. Um, you don't find an opening, but just tapping quietly, something makes you think it must be in the interior of the kitchen, which of course makes sense.
Okay.
Because they could go directly with fresh food and go up.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, let's go into the kitchen then, see if I can snoop around there.
Massive kitchen, lots of
Oh,
oven.
something I would look out. Is there, remember that giant worm that was here a couple
Oh
weeks
yeah,
ago? Is that
you
worm below still around?
there's no sign of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the burning worm.
Yeah,
Um,
it was nuts. Good riddance. Talking about a household pest. Jeez.
yeah,
It's eating the foundation away. Never mind termites.
exactly.
Collapse in the ground.
Now, the way you phrase that, it's eating the foundation way. Never mind termites means that it's eating the foundation way and it's eating termites. That's what you say. Forget the termites.
It's a balanced diet.
It is a balanced diet. They do like the chimpanzees do with ants and termites. They put the stick into the nest. They
Mm,
just poke it in gently, and the ants climb up the stick, and then they go,
right.
"Oh," and they touch it down there again. The ants just, none of them are upset yet because they just broke a little bit of the nest, and they just keep doing that. It's
Oh,
very
yeah.
efficient. That's how I eat spiders. Um, so, yeah, you search around, and it's just a very cunningly concealed little door that is would normally be hung with pots and pans. It's just one of these bracket walls with hooks on it above beside a stove, and you can push it open, and there are stairs going up.
Sweet. Let's do it.
There's a strange musty smell coming from the stairs. They go up about halfway and they turn.
Mm.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Stairs. Yes. Sneaky as possible on these old creaky stairs. Roll a 93 to sneak.
Oh, nice. Well-made stairs don't give you away.
And so Nalani would be waiting outside because I don't think she's too useful in these close quarters. Or maybe, I don't know. I guess she could be on my shoulder and climbing with me up the stairs.
Sure, she can certainly be a distraction.
Yeah. So I guess it's almost a matter of if she's like gets uncomfortable being in an enclosed space because she's a bigger bird. But,
Well, I mean, so we need to make that call now.
well, exactly. Yeah. So how does she feel like climbing up the narrow stairs? Yeah.
She's okay.
All right.
She's
Ready to
okay. Um, so you turn to the landing, kind of peek around.
Mm-hmm.
The musty smell is stronger. You don't remember smelling anything like this at the far end of the house, but of course it's big enough that, and of course it's got so many broken windows that
Right.
it can
Yeah.
be aired out. Do you have it on your to-do list to retrieve the treasure from the toad?
I do, and that's one
Okay.
thing I want to do. There's also that painting I really was fond of in one of these rooms. I was thinking come back with that as well. Or well, I'm not sure if I can. I guess I put it in my bag of holding if it'll fit.
If it'll fit the opening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, you could take it and take a moment and just prop it up against something
Right.
outside. You
Yeah.
know, what did I see about painting just the other day? Can't remember what it was. It was interesting. Um, so as you top the stairs, so the stairs now are running parallel with the shorter length of um, the manor.
Right.
So um, so here at the top, it opens up a little bit, no doubt to allow people to turn a little easier with heavy trays and things like that.
Mm.
And there's a door. Um, it's opens inward to the landing, but it's jammed with refuse and
Mm.
almost like and it reminds you almost of the debris like against banks, twigs and leaves
Yeah.
and um, um, it's definitely the source of the must. I mean,
Mm.
it's just decaying there and so on.
Ugh. Well, we'll just pinch my nose and try to open that door.
Well made door. It opens silently. This was a high quality place. You don't disturb the guests for anything. Yeah, that stuff is a lot more than you thought. It's almost knee high. It's mounded,
Wow.
and with Nalkarth's help, um, even through the gloom, you can see that there are um, a bird's claw marks um, in some of the muck, and they're the size of your hand pretty easily.
Oh, interesting.
There are feathers here, sort of a dirty gray. There are eggshells here. White with a very faint sort of yellow striping.
Mm.
Large, not quite as large as ostrich eggs, but large.
Different from the other ones I found before, right? Those
Right. Those were blue,
purple, I think.
purple.
Purple blue. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Okay. Well, I'll try not to disturb whatever nest this is too much, but I'll have
It's
to
not a
open it.
nest.
Oh, you don't think? Oh,
No,
dead bird.
it's a pile of debris.
Okay.
Um,
It just I thought maybe some bird made it a nest because
it's too. I mean, there's no organization to it. I mean,
chaotic. Yeah.
um, really, what it reminds you of is a trash pile.
Right. Okay.
There are also what you guess might be the footprints of the dark lash across it.
Oh,
Um,
right. It had kind of like were they like kind of flat feet?
hard to remember.
Yeah.
Its feet when you were staring it in the eye.
Right. Right. Or lack of eye. Its mouth. Okay.
Oh shoot. Um, what do you want to do?
Well, yeah, we'll try to pull open the door, step over the muck, and if I just tug on it, can I get it open? Push all
Yeah,
the
because
stuff.
it swings. Yeah, it swings
Yeah.
inward. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it opens fine.
Right.
Um,
Oh, I see. Is the muck on the other side of the door? I have to like
yes,
step around it. Okay. Yeah, I'll
yes.
just try to clamber over without getting too dirty.
Which direction do you want to go? Which side of it do you want to be on? The side the dark lash was on, the side the dark lash was not on.
The dark lash was on. I want
Okay,
to kind of work my way back to
the
where I
foyer.
encountered it. Yeah. Yeah.
Peer around that corner. Although what was there that the dark lash didn't provoke, it seems strange that there could be anything there. I mean, it stands to reason if the doors were open when it was there, then there was nothing in that room. If the door was
Right. True. Yeah.
closed, then it's possible that something is using it as a den and exiting from outside.
Right.
Um,
Now, also, I remember on the second floor, I battled the toad. Was that on this side, the east side
yeah.
of the house?
Um, wait.
I don't know. I
Yes.
do remember. Yeah. So I would
Yes.
see that
It's
door
this.
too.
So going down there, you would be able to see down the length of it. You'd be able
Right.
to see at like the second or no, about halfway down. I guess you would see the toad, the
Right.
toad's body halfway through,
Right.
and probably the lovely reek of it.
Mm.
Um, and um, um, and it was probably that noise that pulled the dark lash out of whatever it was doing.
Right.
And then you went exploring this way. That's right, because you went exploring
I
around, and
heard its
then
footsteps upstairs. I'm like,
right
yeah.
as it was coming to here. This is one of the toughest parts for me as a game master is within a ruins, keeping the creature's actions logical and you know
Instead of just waiting in place. Yeah.
right. That's tough for me as a game master. Um,
We're gonna keep doing it, so better get with.
that's right.
I'm just kidding. It has been a few weeks though, so anything could have changed. Here.
Sure. But I mean, not super likely someone's taking up residence.
Right.
Maybe more likely it's encountered from the grounds,
Right.
passing through the grounds, but coffee grounds. Um, so I do need my map now, don't I?
Right. So yeah, the plan is we're gonna go down this hallway, kind of looking through the doors, finding any treasure interesting.
Right. Anything of note?
Yeah.
Oh,
Down the haunted mansion. I guess this is a haunted mansion. There was a ghost here, right?
that's true. It was haunted,
Theoretically,
and
you'd
you
be.
released the ghost.
Yeah, usually a haunted mansion implies that there is one very powerful ghost overseeing the whole thing, or many ghosts. But here there was
It's
one, maybe more, but
that's right.
so far only one.
So what we'll do is, would you roll high or low for me really quick? Just a lot of times.
82, 6, 30, 19, 71, 61, 63,
All right. And another set.
25, 92, 23, 72. This is good content. 27,
I promise it'll be fast.
10,
Two more.
53,
Okay.
and 6.
All right. So, yeah,
Which
halfway down is your toad. Um, just turning the corner here, um, you've got an open door and a closed door right beside you, and then so yeah, so courtyard is the courtyard is on your left. The outer
Yes.
rooms are on your right. So there's
Right.
a courtyard room that is open. There's an outer room that is closed. Then it reverses. Um, So the first one is open on the courtyard side. Then you have three closed doors. Then you have your toad and the open door there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the rest of the doors on the courtyard side are open. And here on the outer, basically it alternates exactly. That is so weird. So
Nice.
it's closed, open, closed, open, closed, open, closed. Um, so um, so I'll let you know as you're approaching, any sort of open
Right.
door.
Right.
Um, no sound from the open room um, right beside you. You step to the closed room and put your ear to the door. Roll for me.
55.
It's you hear movement, but you can't tell what it is.
Mm. Okay. Let me wait another minute or two, see if I can hear any other sounds.
Roll again.
88.
It's the wind. It's the wind passing through, no doubt, broken windows.
Okay. Open the door. There's just like a wind spirit there, like starts punching me. Ah!
It can be. I mean, that's how Rollmaster works.
Yeah.
I leave all
Damn,
possibilities
damn
possible.
fantasy role playing. Can't trust anything.
No,
Yeah, we'll slowly ease this door open. Take a look inside.
will not open.
Okay. It locked or blocked? Locked and locked. Or both.
As you move it, sort of gently, feels locked.
Okay. We'll try an unlock spell here, which is level 4, I believe. Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna do it at the basic level here. Don't expect it to be too. I have a lock. It was just a random room.
Sure.
So cast that on the door. 62.
Successfully cast. Does not work.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll circle. Write that one down, and maybe we'll circle back to it
Sure.
from the outside or something. I don't want to waste all my PowerPoints in here. Although you know what, actually, let me one sec. I do have my tome of detecting. Where is this? Detect curse, detect poison, detect water, truth, clergy. Would detect magic possibly tell me how powerful the lock is, or just maybe if they're
Have you cast it before?
no? So Might as well give it a try, right?
Sure. What level?
Yeah. Level 6 from a tome.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I guess it's in a radius here. So, it would be a 19-foot radius.
Well, it's plus 10, right? I mean, it's 10. It's cast at a 10th
No,
level.
well, yes. So, it says 9-foot radius plus 1 foot per level. So,
Okay, yeah. So 19-foot radius, yeah.
Eyes of the Spirit.
All right. Roll it up.
Roll that up. 12. Woo! It's close.
That is not good. That's a failed casting, not a fumble.
Right.
So erase 12 exhaustion.
Okay.
Surge of power passes through you, leaving you a little winded. Um, you know, uh, time to take another deep breath and give it a go.
All right. Trying again. That's a 10.
Jeez.
This is not a good day for Brise.
Another 12 exhaustion.
Hey, what is going on? Okay, I am eating through. This tome is like heating up. I'm like, whew. Okay.
So I missed Obi-Wan's question. So this Obi-Wan, this is a manor, an estate abandoned by humans, assumed by the goblins when they took over at some point. It's on the mountains, in the mountains near Lady Meagraw's. It's I don't know, 3/4 of a day away, something like that, half a day away, and so originally it was seen to be built by the ancient men who lived here, possibly descendants of Verlag's people. They we call it sort of the obelisk manor or the goblin manor. The men who lived here, they would record their family history um, on obelisks, and sort of had a symbology for certain details of their lives, births, deaths, victories in battle, things like this.
Right.
And so um, this is where he encountered. Had that big battle with the giant toad that blew sort of an acid cloud.
Right.
This is where he encountered the lava hot giant earthworm with the frill.
Yeah, a lot happened here.
The ghost of the little girl who was traveling, who took shelter here with her father.
Right.
They were obviously a desperate, poor set of refugees or something. The father went out to find food and never returned. Um, and then she died basically of starvation and exposure, and became a ghost, trapped in her own grief. So,
The constructs are also from here. If you remember, I battled one outside, like further down the road, but I
right.
later saw more patrolling the area.
So, yeah. So,
Pretty
I,
sizable place.
yeah, it seems like these men use constructs to guard the manor, and it would therefore stand to reason that the goblins found some way to adopt them, because otherwise they would, either they or the goblins would be destroyed. And the goblins clearly had a long term stay here.
Right.
So it's interesting. It suggests, is there a magic item or spell that allows that? Is there a magic item in the house? Right, like
True. Yeah.
key, the
Like a big
key.
on-off switch, or you just
Exactly. So, so he is here to try to finish exploring the main manor, and he still has 3 guest manors to explore, though they're considerably smaller.
right.
Um,
Yeah, I've explored probably like I would say like a quarter, a little more than a quarter of it. Well, I guess I've explored the whole bottom floor. Yeah, so like a quarter of it.
right. So, yeah. So you're I mean, the top has dormer windows. You're expecting that to be servant quarters
Right.
all the way across the top. But still, I would say you're about halfway done.
Right.
Um, so,
Okay.
um,
Yeah. So try detect magic one more time. Third
all
time.
right, just take cast from the spell book.
Boom. 57.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
19-foot radius.
You know what's really funny is like the spell was working, it just there was no magic. I'm like, come on, why is I'm not getting anything back?
That's like the difference between a 0 and a blank, right?
Right,
Was
right.
that a
Oh
0?
gosh, in my line of work, it's the worst. You're like,
Yeah.
why is this? Why does it keep getting this? Because in some programming languages, 0 is false. So then, like when you get a 0 back, it does something else. You're like, what?
Yes.
Terrible. But anyhow, cast detect magic first time.
Multiple magical signals. A strong one from the door lock.
Okay.
Um, some downstairs in what feels probably the kitchen.
Hmm.
Um, and one in the room behind you.
Okay.
So you sort of get like sort of, if you recall you doing detect shelter, you sort of get a vague sense of where they are,
Right.
right? And that lasts for a good while, based on your memory.
Right.
And so you can kind of go suss out. And if you need more specific, you can cast it again. I mean, not you, obviously. We've seen evidence of that. But a competent player will be able to cast it again and remind themselves where it is.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay. Well, very cool. So I guess I know that it's you said a strong signal, so there is some magical charm on here.
yeah.
Simple as 10. Okay. Yeah. Let's leave this room for now. I'll mark that down, and we will go to the room behind me then and check that out. Does it seem like it's coming from the door as well, or maybe in the room itself?
No, deeper into the room. Um,
This door is open.
Doors open, windows onto the courtyard. There is a um, there is a this room is larger than the others you've seen,
Hmm.
and the you start with the sitting room. Um, the the windows here are unbroken. Um, and that is pretty definitely it's one set of double windows in the corner of the room, in corner the corner of the sitting room that would face the interior, that would face the courtroom.
Sure.
And you
Yeah.
realize you can't have any more other windows because this wall shares a wall with the next room.
Right.
And so but the amount of light pouring in from that window, you realize, is completely artificial. There's no way it can allow in that much illumination,
Whoa.
and that must be at least part of the magic.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So here you have an enormous amount of space that you want to make a very grand room,
Right.
but you don't want them to feel like it's the claustrophobic room of
Yeah.
the house.
So you
And
create some illusion to create more light. Yeah.
right, um, furniture here, uh, most of it is gone. There is a rotting settee still here. Um, does give you a chance to look into the courtyard. You're also, of course, welcome to try to attune to the
Yeah.
window sill, whatever part of it.
I would love to. Yeah. Just find out what it is. If it's just a light spell that's lingering here, or some other complex? I don't know, maybe a portal to the sun like that.
That's right.
Just, woo, man, that's bright.
That's right. So, step to the window. Courtyard seems undisturbed. Um, yeah, it's definitely the glass you think that is enchanted because there's not a sign of mold or muck on it. You know,
Right.
it's sort of a little too perfect. When you touch it, um, yeah, it's interesting. It's also protective. Um,
Mhm.
opening the window will sound an alarm.
Oh, okay.
The glass of the window protects like a wall shield.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
Maybe a pretty important guest room.
right. And it has an ability called magnify, and that amplifies the light that comes through the panes.
Gotcha. Very cool. Never even thought about that. Yeah, I'll also look out in the courtyard, see if I can see any activity or bustle out
I
there.
mentioned activities, the courtyard seems undisturbed.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
So unchanged from
Right.
what you remember it to be.
Right. Right.
Um,
Hopefully, I can pick out the spot where the toad was and where all those valuables are that I'm getting.
it's at the far end. So
Oh, so
actually
yeah.
from here,
Right. Okay.
um, it's got, and you
Yeah.
also have that stone gazebo
Gotcha.
that would be blocking your view anyway, even if
Right.
everything was mowed down and nice. Um,
Okay. Well, then we'll just kind of do a quick perimeter of the rest of the room, getting our note. And
well, there's a door beyond. That
okay.
is the going to be the bedroom in all likelihood.
Right.
It's closed, quiet, tested. It's unlocked. Although, when you touch the doorknob, the lock is plus 25 magic. It's very,
Ooh,
very nice.
interesting. Okay. I guess now the question is if it is unlocked.
It is unlocked.
Okay. But it's a very
Um,
made lock.
open it. It is not a bedroom, as we had assumed. Um, couple of nice chairs have remained, and it is a private sitting room
Ooh.
um, with its own fireplace, and it looks dead down the courtyard.
Oh, cool.
Fire in the back. Um, so there's an open door beyond.
Yeah. Get through it.
Listen, peek in. It is, you guess, the bedroom. There is nothing in here. It has a similar arrangement of the single double window,
Right.
just sort of the flip. Um,
So now
because
I'm kind of on the other side of the main.
right. So this is a massive suite. I mean, the rooms would be really large. I mean,
Wow.
this is larger than many homes you see in the cities,
Right.
and it's just three rooms. Um, each, I don't know, 30 to 40 feet. You know, um, check out, that different angle of the courtyard.
Mm.
Again, nothing particularly of significance. What would you like to do?
Oh, well, let's go back the way we came and continue down the hallway then. Quiet day in Karandrin. That's unusual.
So you come
I
out
scared everything away from this manor.
the next. So the next set of doors open to the outer. The outer rooms is open.
Right.
The inner room is closed.
Actually, it is 8:20. You want to take a quick break? I think
Sure, we can
yeah.
absolutely do that. You're in the hallway prior to the second set of doors.
Right.
You're largely expecting them to be guest rooms or rooms for entertainment. Um, and I should mention to you that before we go, because thinking about the servants' quarters, the secret stairs you found, though secret in the most mundane sense of the word,
Right.
um, those stairs continue up, and no doubt that's going to be the way to their chambers, to the
So,
servants'
like a
chambers.
third floor, or
It'd be the roof. It
okay,
has dormer
right,
windows.
a little section. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So across the top of the kitchens, basically.
Right.
So, all right, guys. Well, we will be back here after just a minute. We're going to stretch our legs and refresh our drinks. We hope you do the same. It's a creepy, crawly, sneak around a mansion kind of episode. So we're learning about the rich and how they use magic so far is what we're learning.
Yeah.
And so hope you will stick with us through the break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us through the break. We left off with Brise about to explore the second set of rooms. On the
Before we
second
do
floor,
that, I have a complaint to make.
please
I
make
put in spooky, scary goblin manor, and I tried getting a goblin emoji, but there's no goblin emoji. There's just the little like Tengu guy. Every time in goblin, it's just like the Japanese, like the mask with the long nose.
it's
Not
a
what I
bird.
want. Goblin.
I know. We need to. If only we had a talented artist that we knew who could make us emojis.
Such a shame. Whoever did this, you need.
That's right. All right. So we're up in the mountains, the Goblin Mountains. We found have returned to a set of ruins, a goblin estate originally built by the Manish nation that occupied this region many, many centuries ago. Because prior to that, it was this area was dwarven before the goblins took it over. So here we are. You have an open door on your right, a closed door on your left. No sounds coming from the open door, at least at a distance, not stepping to it. I don't want to push you into action that you're not ready for.
Yeah, no, let's definitely take a wide gander through this open door.
Some
Buddy. Once.
no sign of anything, and it's about halfway open.
Okay.
You're just kind of shield in front, kind of spear ready to go.
Mhm.
Um, um, so yeah, you feel it's safe to enter. Press
Got
on.
Yeah. Go on in. Take a quick look. See what's around.
Sitting room, bedroom beyond. Oh no, I forget. Not beyond, beside. That's how
Right.
these are arranged, right? So they both get
So it
light.
sticks out of the house,
That's right.
Very modern design.
That's right. Um, Indication that someone stayed here. Um, there's a stack of wood by its fireplace.
Hmm.
Um, Long covered in cobwebs, but um, and there is a rope ladder rotting at the foot of the window for the sitting room.
Oh, okay.
So, it sounds like an adventurer, someone well equipped.
Right.
It was like, I'm not going to stay on the first floor. I'm not going to let things walk in on me. I'm going to go up a floor and then, um, bedroom doors open, pass through.
Yeah.
Huh. He or she or they um, apparently used the wall to make sketchings.
Doesn't sound like an insane person at all to me.
No, no, it's a beautiful mind. Um, it looks like they drew a large map of an area. Balabri is on there, the town that Lady Meagral um, resides near.
Right.
and they have struck through various areas. That's a very detailed map. Not in a language you understand. Although something tells you, you have an intuition that it's Pin, that it's the desert language.
Right. Right. Put on my spectacles of sophistication.
Oh, there you go. So it's strangely, it's tracking something called the Cloud Temple.
Hmm.
And it's going through and marking sightings of it as though the thing moves.
Oh my gosh.
And so
It
the
sounds
X,
really familiar. Did I hear about? Did Brise hear about something like that, or am I thinking of like something I read in like another book? A
trying
temple.
to think of anything that you would have. It doesn't ring a bell for me.
Yeah, no, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, a moving temple in the sky.
Um, so the X's are not crossing things out. It's sighted here, sighted
Right,
here.
right.
There are places where he gets two conflicting, he or she, they get two conflicting readings. And so there'll be two X's and essentially the pin mark the pin character for a question mark,
Hmm.
and then trying to predict where the next one's going to be.
Right.
There seems to be an even distance, so it seems to be moving. They assume it's moving at a steady speed,
Right.
and there are dates written down at the bottom where he's done a calculation.
Awesome. About to say, I wonder how old this is.
About 85 years ago.
Well, okay.
What?
I don't know. I just thought it'd be like last week. I'm like, wow, that'd be great. I'm just kidding.
The
That's pretty recent compared to
A
others.
lot of things, yeah.
Yeah.
But it certainly suggests that this place has been abandoned for nearly a century.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
a note underneath the date. So he's basically got a calculation of it moving something like um, something like 6 to 8 miles a day. But then he
Wow.
puts not a cycle, never repeats. He speculates, they speculate. No, I should write. I should roll to see if it's written on the same hand. No, it's at least two hands, two handwritings on the wall.
Okay.
Um, there is a question. Um, there's a dotted line drawn from the path, so a projected path of where the temple is or
Right.
will be, and it. The question is posed near Pleston in March? Question mark.
Hmm.
Um, the date down below indicated that they are there in July. Is the latest date mentioned in the range of dates of the sightings.
Right. Right.
Two other questions um, below the Pluston question. One is, does it pass over the sea? And the other one is, does it ever return to his grave?
Hmm. Whose grave? God damn it! Yeah. Anything else I can do with this?
There's no other real information. I guess I could.
Just
Let's
the, I
see.
guess, the material. Did they use chalk or did they like scratch it like with their dagger?
Um, Most of it is scratched and then inked.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So they probably used a quill and just dabbed ink into the grooves to let
Right.
it take on a darker thing. And some of it you've got to scrub off. Um, why don't you give me a reasoning roll? Let's see if there's any conclusions you can draw that it's impossible for
Max
me
is
to
too
convey.
dumb to realize. It's time for Brise to reason. 27. Right.
Nope, sorry. Um,
Okay. Then we'll head out of here. Um, unless there's anything else of note and explore the other down across the hall.
right, so that's the closed room.
Right. Give it a listen and a little tap on the doorknob.
Definite movement inside.
Mm.
What would you like to do?
Let's wait and listen to see what discern what type of movement it is.
Um, Roll for me.
79.
You hate the thought of it, but it sounds like a giant rat.
Well, I do have a falcon, a normal sized falcon.
Rats of
Um,
unusual size.
yeah. Hey, Pen. Just in time for the giant rats. Here's an idea. So this is facing the courtyard.
Yeah.
So there should be a window. If I can get Nalani out there, she could look inside the window and see what it is.
Yes.
So I guess I need to find an
Cross the hall and
right.
have it just hop over the roof,
There you
right?
go. Yeah. Okay. So I'll do that. Go back in the other room. Have Nalani loop back over and check out what's in there.
It goes. You concentrate. You catch her vision as seeing it through its eyes as a familiar.
Mm-hmm.
It passes over, begins to land on the balcony, sees a set of large burning red eyes in a room packed with straw and grass,
Mm.
and turns tail in terror. Roll.
34.
It is difficult for you to prevent yourself from being overwhelmed by its emotion.
Ooh,
It's one of the
wow.
drawbacks of a familiar relationship. This
Right.
is, I mean, so you find yourself shaking and trying to have
Right.
to breathe
Indian fear. Yeah, yeah.
um,
I'm like scratched to the ground, like, whoa,
and
ruffling my arm.
well, you're like, what I need to do is just take a relaxing flight, and you jump off the balcony.
That's how Brise broke all of the bones in her body.
That's right. What a way to die, right? Too strong a familial connection, familial connection. Um, it may very well be that, I mean, those are some form of unnatural rodent that
Okay.
has actually built a warren in there.
Right.
Um, and you're like, as you think back, you're like, yeah, that movement sounded like it was kind of muffled,
Right.
and that would make sense. And like there was, like I could hear stuff up against the door, but it was so soft, I couldn't really make out what it was. And what if that whole room, all 40 feet of it is just packed with
Yeah.
straw and grass?
Holy smokes.
Well, there's an idea. Just
Yeah.
throw a torch in there,
Yeah, I was gonna light it on fire, burn the thing up.
but except you have a fear of fire.
Right, and also the rest of the manor. Yeah.
You need to lure the earthworm up there. Just have it work.
What is it? Giant toads, giant earthworms, giant rat. What is? Am I
That's
in like
right.
the prehistoric era or something? Jesus. Um, what? I'm just catching up with notes here. So
So it's always possible, of course, to swing back around. I mean, you can shoot arrows into it, I
yeah, I
guess.
was gonna say, did Nalani was able to catch a glimpse of like how it might have gotten inside? Was the window busted? You know?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an
Roll
interesting.
again. Roll
What's
for
it?
me.
Oh,
Roll
sure.
for me.
100.
You're like, as you're piecing the image together before it was sort of shut down by this wave of fear,
Right. Right.
um, you're like, there was white fur, tufts of white fur stuck all in the balcony. These
Right.
things must crawl down that way. Um, Holy crap, there was even stuff stuck. That's right. In the shingles as she was coming up. These things crawl up and down.
Oh man.
So they must go hunting, and they've succeeded in defending themselves from the frogs,
Yeah.
um,
Right.
um, which is not good. You were almost taken out by one of the toads.
Yeah.
That was a close call. Um, Trying to think. Yeah, large droppings on the balcony. I mean, you're just sort of piecing this all together from her landing and then turning away. You're like, who needs a falcon when I can get a giant rat as my familiar?
Ooh, great idea. Yeah, I'm like no inn will like let me stay.
That's right.
um, so I like that idea of if I can loop around, sneak onto the opposite balcony, and just I should have
Right.
a couple good shots on it before it notices me.
Now you take a moment and as you look around, and you step out in the hall and you look around, there is no fur here.
Right.
So they don't come through this door.
Right. They're too big, or they just don't want to open the doors. Whatever reason.
Right. I mean, they've got I mean, it's a wall to them, and so
Oh,
which they
kind of like the toad, it couldn't really fit through the door completely, so maybe
right.
be good.
The double doors of the balcony are a lot easier to deal with.
Right.
Um, so
Why don't we leave this door? We're actually going to loop back around the hallway onto the other side of the manor and try to set up on that opposite balcony.
okay.
And maybe we'll try to take this thing out. I'm assuming it's needs to be taken out. I won't be able to.
Nah.
Anything with
I mean,
terrifying eyes.
it would certainly make you it would certainly make you feel better, right? If it
Yes.
were.
Exploring the rest.
All right, give me high and low, just as
Okay.
quickly as you can.
22,
Uh-huh.
95, 98, 42, 93. What? I just rolled like 3 above 90s. Why am I not attacking the
I
creature?
know.
13. There we go. 35, 16, 52, 26, 17, 15,
All right, it's good. All
6.
right, going back around. Um, you come to um, the first of the doors on the other side. This would be the left side of the manor,
Right.
as you face the back.
Right.
Both doors here are closed. What would you like to do?
So we're going to go to the second door on the courtyard side. Right. That would be
Doors
opposite. Yeah.
open.
Okay. You're inside.
I guess you probably gotta listen at the two doors you pass, though, because you don't want to be caught
Oh,
by anything.
true. Yeah. Good idea.
Um, there are more feathers on this side. Those dirty gray. The musk smell is just as strong on this side.
Mm.
And while there's no sound from these doors, as you're listening, you can see shadows move in the third room up. So right next to the room you need.
Ooh. Okay. That is an open door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roll for me.
To 54.
And again.
23.
Relatively tall, whatever it is.
Mm.
um, yeah, hard to say. So this would be on the outer door, one of the outer compartments.
Right.
All the other doors on that side, by the way, are closed. Very weird.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. How would we investigate this thing? Thinking maybe just the problem. I guess I could like throw something down the hallway, make some noise, and see if it leaves the room and see what it is. I'd have to hide myself then.
around the corner.
Yeah. Look through my spells real quick as well. Not missing anything. I could just cast a fog inside like the mansion. That'd be interesting. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just grab a bronze piece. Wait, copper piece. Sherman's the less copper piece.
Yeah.
Right. Just kind of like go back to the corner and throw it down the hall and then duck around the corner and peer out.
Do you want to have Nalkarth ready?
Oh, good idea. Yeah, I should have him kind of.
I'm gonna guess unless you want to, if you want to be ready to throw your spear, that works too.
No, let's use Nalkarth.
Okay. Clinkety clank clink.
He's just like a beggar just runs out of the room. Oh. Well, didn't expect that.
Have you seen my rope ladder? I lost it 85 years ago. He's an elf, right? He's been a beggar that long.
Yeah,
Man,
true.
could
Yeah.
you imagine
Oh, that's really sad. Oh my god.
poverty plus long life?
Oh my gosh. That's a great idea for like a novel or something.
That
You know,
is
just a
awful.
character. Yeah.
And it's
Jesus.
exactly what I've set up in Karandrin too. I feel like I'm in the
Right.
United States.
Right.
Just cycles of poverty that never end.
Right.
Oh God, how depressing for me. Am I an elf? Um, so um, clearly, the shadow moves toward the sound, and it because it turns, its profile changes in the shadow. It is definitely a giant bird,
Oh my gosh.
large headed, large beaked, dangerously hooked beak, a scrawny neck, kind of a bulbous head.
Say, hey, there's a giant rat across the way. Why don't
Exactly.
you duke it out?
What now?
Does it? I'll just wait a little bit, see what it does. Anything else? Investigate the noise and all.
It rises. Oh, there's no question that it's. You hear its claws on the tile.
Ooh.
Um, it is standing now.
Oh, I want a cracker.
Its head is higher than the door frame.
Oh my gosh.
So now you have the shadows basically of its lower body,
Right. Head gets cut off. Yeah.
its legs. Um, from the sound, it takes 2 steps and stops.
Why don't we? I can just try to toss another one. Copper, get it out in the hallway.
So hang on
Yeah,
now.
come on, Karen. I'm resisting that urge. Reese is ready to dip out of it. Yeah, just try to keep its try to get it out into the hall, but it's not attention not toward me.
So I'm sorry. What do you want to do?
So toss another copper down the hall.
Okay.
Hasn't stepped out of the room, so maybe that'll get it out. Birdie, birdie.
It starts at the clinking of the coin, and then it approaches again.
Can't get through the door. That's interesting. Yeah.
It's and it lowers its head, and the beak comes out into the hall,
Like a cartoon.
and it sniffs, and then it turns toward you, but it's just the tip of its beak sticking out.
I'm gonna have Nalkarth drawn here.
It gives 2 shrill sort of warning cries, like caw, and just really loud. And again, caw. I mean, it just you're like, God.
Ah. Woo.
It sniffs again, and it sprints out of the room. Its mouth opens, and there is this mass of something coming towards you. Roll to see if you can fire.
Whoa. 7. No.
Too shocked. Um,
This thing knows what it's doing.
but you're in too great of cover. Stuff splashes against the wall. It's you've no idea what it is. It feels thick. It feels gross.
Ugh.
Smells bad. It so it is. It has a few feathers on its head. These dirty gray. Its skin is a lumpy brown. It doesn't have feathers on most of its face. It's sort of almost like sideburns, and
Right.
then a little bit down the back of its neck, and then it gets full plumage on its body. Its neck is bare, as is its legs. Um, it closes very quickly. You're going to have to go to. Well, I guess you could stick with spells. I guess,
Yeah.
but you would lack your because you still pull your shield, but
Yeah, it's closing the distance.
it's got such a big stride.
Mm.
Its head basically, it has to keep its head lowered to function, which is not useful for you since the head is just as dangerous as the rest of it. Um, so let's talk about what you're going to do next
Yeah.
round
Let's
before we do rolls.
send Nalani forward to distract it.
There is no forward; it is on top of you.
Oh, it's already here. Okay.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, it's such a it's 30 or 40 feet, and with
True.
its
Yeah. Just
stride,
charge. Yeah, and it's there. Okay. Never mind. Then yeah, I mean, we'll just have Nalani try to like distract it, keep it off me, while I take out my spear and shield and try to stab at it.
well, that's what I was saying. You might just want to go to close in spells because this close to you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it can basically knock away your spear because the spear is so long and you're at a
Oh,
corner,
I see. I see.
and
Okay.
you've got to change weapons, which
Right.
is time.
Okay. Well, you know what? Then we'll just try a sleep spell on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my channeling helm and just do a sleep on it. Let me know. I can.
What level are we thinking?
Let's try it at. So if I do it from the channeling helm, I can still pour power points into it.
No,
No.
it can only be
Channel. Okay.
base.
Then yeah, let's actually cast it from my power points. Let's do 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So roll for initiative.
Okay. 10.
All right.
Excellent.
Oh, I don't have your numbers down. What's your remind me what your armor is? Don't you have very special armor?
Yes, I have.
I didn't transfer that from your character sheet. Like
I've got boots. I've got boots of leave taking, which is plus 10 magic.
I don't have it on here either. What is my problem?
What the heck? Then I've also got.
What's your leather breastplate? What is that?
Where's that? Spiked leather breastplate plus 10 craft.
Okay.
Oh, actually, what is this? Patching leather armor. Leather armor? What was oh, that's a leather vest that I'm wearing over it, I think. That's
Oh, I
plus
see. You
20 magic, right? So it kind of doubled up the breastplate and then
you
also the
doubled
vest.
up, right?
Right. So I'm gonna
So
wear
that
hard.
right. So 20, 10, and 10.
And then I've got the coif or cloth and the gloves griping, and then I've also got greaves.
Right.
Right. I'm pretty decked out.
Wow. It's a bad hit. Slashes at you with a claw.
Mm.
You roll your own critical for me. No, you don't want to do that. I'll roll. No, you can go ahead and roll it.
Okay, well the first digits, the first 60 plus 5. Oof.
65.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if you recall,
66 is instant death.
66 in Rollmaster is really bad, at least second edition.
Woo! Would have been a bad way to go.
20 damage.
Ow.
You're bleeding from your arm at 3 hit points a round.
Okay. Let me see this. The vest I'm wearing does something with wounds. Where is it
Oh,
again?
that's right. It heals.
So stops bleeding from the first 3 wounds each day that bleed between 2 to 4 points around.
Boom. Look at that.
Right.
You feel it open, you feel it well up blood, and you feel it seal.
Nice. Okay.
So still 21 damage.
I should make a little note next to this thing on how many times it's healed it. Okay. Okay.
Um, the pain is too great. You miss your opportunity to cast your spell,
Yeah.
but you're stunned essentially. The
Right.
stun will end, at the end of this round. But you realize, uh, as fast as this thing is it just slashes at you and slashes at you and finally cuts
Right.
you in the arm.
Right.
Um, you're too slow to go up against something like this without the ability to parry. So either the shield and something not so cumbersome as the spear,
Yeah.
even a dagger at this
Yeah,
point.
that's all I got. I don't have my flails with me. So
Oh, you didn't bring your flails?
no, because they're just kind of noisy. I don't have my sack of muffling. Um,
Why
so
don't you have your sack of muffling? Why don't
I
you have?
traded that.
Oh, I forgot.
So I do. I guess I have the bag of holding, which I think we said it still kind of jangles around. So
Right.
try to keep that. Like I usually keep it on my horse, but none of my horse here, so left that at the campsite. But that's okay.
No.
I do have daggers instead. Uh, so I'll take out my. So I don't know if we're there yet, but I'm going to take out my. Drop the spear, take out the piercing dagger at my belt, plus 20 magic, and
What? What does it do?
ignores the defensive bonus granted by target's worn and natural armor.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
it's pretty cool.
All right. Well, this is going to be a really kind of cool battle.
Yeah.
All right. So next round, roll initiative.
Boom. 37.
All right. You and it are going at the same time. What do you want to do? How much parry do you want to do?
Now let's do
Oh, wait. You have your shield, and the shield is
Seal of Sluggishness.
right. So they
So
lose
if it does
initiative.
whack it, I get another chance to hit it. So yeah, we'll do 50-50.
50-50.
50-50.
All right. All right, sir. Roll your attack.
Boom. 21.
21 is, oh my gosh, so close. You stab at it several times. It passes through feathers. It's just moving very quickly, even though it's fairly large in this space. Um, it is pecking at you repeatedly, and you were just letting it hammer the shield.
Right.
Next round, roll for initiative.
Okay. 1.
What do you want to do? Same parry?
Same, yeah, 50-50. See if we can hit on it.
Wow. It hammers at your shield. You are swiping at its neck, trying to, get it to reconsider and cut its neck.
Right.
Um, Eventually, it just brings down your shield arm. Um, Dang, it is hitting you hard. 25 and a C critical.
Woo! All right, I might have to 140 hit points. Roll up the critical. That one got caught on a pen, but it was almost 90, so I'm going to re-roll that.
Yep.
It's still 90.
No,
90.
you got to reroll both. You have to reroll both. Whenever one dice messes
Okay,
up.
okay, I'll re-roll them both. 22. That's a good save.
That's my rule.
Woo!
Strike down onto your shoulder. Dang it. You're stunned. You're bleeding 1 hit point per round. The armor ignores those.
Okay. Well, so it heals up a second one, yeah.
So just keep track of your blood loss. Gee whiz. The shield was doing really well there. It was just at the end.
Right.
It caught it at an edge and you couldn't turn it.
Right.
So it cost you your attack, but you could do any of your quick potions. You can't cast magic. You can do herbs.
True, yeah.
You could change weapons if that's ever useful.
Yeah. Yeah, let me check my potions and herbs real quick. Oh. 7 minutes.
The scent of it is wretched. It just smells like
something to be desired.
It reminds you of like being by the muddier parts of a river.
Right. Yeah, I know that smell exactly.
And it seems,
if we want to try the acid cloud, if I could just throw it and like step away, it's a possibility.
What does it do?
It's just potion of acid cloud, throw and shatter. So I need to get some distance between it, but
yeah, it's so fast. I mean, if you could retreat back to the servant's door and throw it, through the servant's door while you hold that shut against it.
Oh, true.
But what stops it from retreating also?
Right, exactly. It'll only take like a tiny bit of damage, maybe. So, okay. So is the stun only for like a round, or is
it cost you this action?
Okay, yeah, because I do have some herbs that'll help with stun, but if it's going to be
right
fine the next round, then I'll just I'll just take it and try to act next round then.
So what are you going to take?
Oh no, I meant not do anything. Take it as in just. Okay.
Are you going to take an herb?
No.
Really?
Because it would. So if I take an herb, that's my action, and then.
Yes, but what else? But that's your action for this turn, not next turn. This turn you're stunned, so you can't attack.
Right.
And you can't cast spells.
I take an herb, and then I'm not stunned, but then I'm.
You don't take the stun herb. You just take a healing herb.
Oh, an herb. Yeah. Okay. That's what. Okay. I forgot I took damage. Yeah.
You've taken a lot of damage. You've
I'm
taken
taking a lot of damage. How much damage?
45, 50 points.
45 hit points. Wow. I have so many hit points. It just feels like, oh yeah, I'll just shake it off. No, that's pretty bad actually.
I'll tell you.
Take a Cheric herb while I'm stunned. It's 4 to 40 hit points recovery. Chew on that.
Oh wow, that is 36 healing.
Okay, puts me at 76. All right.
All right, roll initiative. Well, actually, no. Tell me what you want to do, then roll initiative.
Same thing, 50-50, parry and attack with dagger.
Okay.
Initiative roll, 13. Goodness gracious.
That's okay. It is not resisting your shield of... dang it, what is it called? I always forget. Sluggishness.
You have a shield of sluggishness.
I do. As I look at one, that's what I have in my head all day. So, yeah, it's...
your head on your shield.
Roll for me.
Sure. 46.
So, you are really grateful for this shield. And your thinking is... Okay, well, let me back up. You're really grateful for the shield because clearly this thing would be getting a drop on you every time.
Right.
And the only reason it's not is this shield.
Right, it keeps getting...
And so the next question is, can you find a larger shield that'll protect even better?
That would be cool, yeah.
So you might start talking to folks, and say, look, I want specifically this.
Right.
So you are attacking away.
Yeah.
I need my other what you call it? I've lost it, no doubt. All right, sir. Swing away.
Roll up an attack here.
Yeah.
33.
You don't need much to hit this guy, but you are not doing a good job.
I'm not doing the job I need to. This is how most battles go, where I'm just like, damn it, and then I get like an amazing hit on it.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
It sends just a flurry of claws at you. It strikes like twice, but you hold them off. Your fear is, though, those claws are so long that sometimes they come over the shield and they almost tear it from your arm.
Oh my gosh.
And if that happens, you're going to have to go hog wild on this thing to kill it because you will be in pieces.
Right. Quickly.
So, subtract a hit point, remember, or just put a tick mark.
Oh, it healed up, right?
No, because the patching does wounds from 2 to 4.
And this is 1.
And the reason, and I know everyone's going to ask me, why did you make it do that?
Yes.
So that it doesn't squander its ability on lots of little ones.
That's fair.
I thought about making it do all of them.
Makes a little extra work for me, but that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, you know what? They don't really care about having a couple of 1s. Yeah. Even a couple of 1s is not a big deal. But a couple of 2s, that's a big deal.
All right.
What's your action next turn?
Try again. 50-50. You know what? I mean, even I'll go 40-60 this time.
Okay.
Parry, just to try to get more of it.
You're gonna decrease which one?
Parry. So go 40 on parry. 60
Okay.
An effort to just land a hit on this thing.
And it does not resist the shield, so you automatically have initiative.
Okay.
So roll your attack.
Attack here, 92. There we go.
There you go.
Beautiful. Sorry, there's like cicadas are banging into my window.
Oh, wow.
They do that. They're so loud.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. All right, you got a really nice critical. Roll it up.
Sweet. Boom. 94. Oh, baby. talking about.
It's trying to get position on you. It keeps hammering away. It raises a claw to strike, and you take the claw off.
Oh my gosh. Woo.
It screeches. I mean, it almost stuns you. And
Yeah.
then it falls back. You sort of stagger back with the just the pain of that scream in your ears.
Right.
Um, it's twitching. It's unconscious. Blood is just gushing from it. Um, it comes to and its head lifts and then passes out again, and he's gone.
Wow. Jeez. That's
That is messed up.
woo. We're gonna have chicken leg for dinner.
A big chicken leg for dinner.
Chicken. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to maybe end the session here.
I think so. My goodness.
Whew.
What?
Another close battle.
Yeah, that was wow. That was messed up. Well, there you go, guys. That is episode 59. Next Wednesday, we're definitely on, and that'll be episode 60. So you'll see us in some silly hats.
Yeah.
But thanks as always for watching. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us each week. So feel free to like and subscribe, spread the word to your friends. Hop the donor box if you think we're doing a good job. Send us a little money. Max, if you don't get enough of him here, you can always watch him his own channel on YouTube, and you'll see the link there where he discusses the role of music in video games. And thanks as always to Elliot Dunovitz for doing the character art on Brise, and you can find more of their work at artstation.com backslash Tortolua.
Don't
And
back.
I've written a novel called Short Too Far that I really like. And so feel free to take a look at that. We thank you as always. And Max, say goodbye to these lovely people.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Hope it was exciting, intense, and we will see you next week.
That's right. So, yeah, barring disaster, we'll be here next week and with our funny little hats on. And so thanks for everything, everybody. We'll see you next time.